So for this project, Architecture of Hope, we had to design a Maggie Center. So for the research, I looked into all the different Maggie centers, the elements for organizing space, the materials, the forms they use, and the landscape around them. And for this project, I was heavily inspired by nature. The forms of leaves, petals inspired me to make my models and sketches. I looked into landscape design and the psychological effect that nature has on our well-being. I then looked into the materials, the exteriors and interiors for the Maggie Centres, and done a site analysis for Havenstoke Park, which is just above St Richard's Hospital. Looked at the history, the nature, and the buildings around it. And then I made some sketches and ideas for the initial idea process. My sketches are very loose and, as you see, heavily based around nature. The curves of the sketches and the forms they use. And from the initial ideas process, I sort of took the sketches and implemented them in the models. So I used paper as they're very loose. And here is a contextualization of the initial idea model. As seen here, I added materials such as concrete, metal being inspired by Frank Gehry's use of organic architecture. Then rendered in some trees to give it a sense of nature. Added shadows to make it more realistic. And then found the silhouette to add a sense of scale to it. Now I came up with some landscape ideas and found the blue mind theory, which is a theory behind the psychological effects of water. And the development process, heavily based around nature again. Different models showing different aspects of nature and its forms. Then here are some of my Maggie Center renders for my final model. As seen here, different textures, materials, and colours used to make it more realistic, as well as the landscape. And here's my final outcome. As seen here, many of the aspects from my research and initial idea models were implemented in this final model.